Hello friends, welcome to the new section of Introduction to Angular Measurements. Today we are going to discuss about meridian, then bearing and the concepts of forebearing and back bearing. Let us start with the first one, that is meridian and bearing. When we do a survey or the compass survey in specific, what we are actually doing is finding out the angle between a survey line and a reference line, and this reference line is called a meridian. So meridian is a fixed reference line or the direction that we consider for the uh, purpose of doing a compass survey. For example, this is our earth surface, and as we know, then anywhere in the surface of the earth, when we hold a freely suspended magnetic needle, the magnetic needle will align parallel to the magnetic polarity of the earth, and that magnetic polarity of the earth we designate it as magnetic north and magnetic south. When we connect this magnetic north and magnetic south using a line, this line is our reference line, or it is called a magnetic meridian. Now, as the same way, the magnetic north and magnetic south, earth is having one more north polarity and south polarity, that is called the true north and the true south. The true north and true south is identified based on the geometry of the earth. So the line connecting between these true north and true south is called a true meridian. Now if you imagine a line which is neither a magnetic meridian or a true meridian, that is an arbitrary line wherever in the surface of the earth we consider for the purpose of the survey, that we call it as a arbitrary meridian. Now if we imagine a line, this is my survey line, line AB, and this survey line AB makes angle with both these reference lines, that is magnetic meridian and the true meridian, and this angle which makes with the magnetic meridian and the survey line is called a magnetic bearing. So the magnetic bearing is the angle between a survey line, that is line AB, and the magnetic meridian, that is the line connecting with the magnetic north and magnetic south. So this angle is called the magnetic bearing. This angle can be 10 degree, 20 degree, 270 degree, or any of this value can be a magnetic meridian. Similarly, when we use the reference line, that is true meridian, which is connecting between true north and true south, the angle which formed with the survey line is called true bearing. Similarly, if you go find out the angle between a arbitrary meridian and the survey line, that will call is a arbitrary bearing. So this is what simply the bearing is the angle between the reference line and the survey line, that is called the bearing, and the reference line is either a magnetic bearing which is connecting magnetic north and magnetic south, or true meridian that connects the true north and true south, and an arbitrary meridian which connects the arbitrary north and arbitrary south with our uh, preference. So now this value of bearing can be represented with two different ways, that is called a wall circle bearing. For example, if you take the reading of a line which is with reference to the magnetic north, it can vary from 0 to 360, where when we consider the 0 to 360, for every reading we are considering the reference line, that is the true magnetic that is the magnetic north. So this is called a wall circle bearing. So value in wall circle bearing can be vary from 0 to 360. Whereas in the other case, that is called a quadrantal bearing scheme. In this quadrantal bearing, where we consider either the north or south as a reference point. So in the case of quadrantal bearing, we divide the total 360 degree into wall circle bearing into 4 quadrants, 1, 2, and 3, 4, where the values of reduced bearing in the first quadrant will be equal to wall circle bearing, but we will be using a quadrant that is northeast quadrant. Now in the second quadrant, the value of reduced bearing would be 180 minus wall circle bearing. For example, if the wall circle bearing is in the second quadrant is 100, then the reduced bearing would be 180 minus 100, that is 80. So we will designate the value as south 100 degree east. Similarly, in the third quadrant, reduced bearing, the value would be wall circle bearing minus 180 degree, where we represent the quadrant as southwest. And in the fourth quadrant, the value of reduced bearing would be 360 minus wall circle bearing, that will be represented in the quadrant that is northwest quadrant. Let us understand this concept a little more. Here we are having two designations, the one which is the wall circle bearing, and second it is the reduced bearing, where we can see in the wall circle bearing it starts from 0 and continues to 90, 180, 270 and 360. So this is continuous 0 to 360 wall circle bearing. Whereas in the case of reduced bearing, here it starts from 0, reach to 90, then the 0 starts again from south and reach to 90. So this is called our northeast quadrant, this is our southeast quadrant, then again it increases to here, this becomes the southwest quadrant, then here it becomes the northwest quadrant. Now I have a line, this line right now is in the first quadrant, and how much is the wall circle bearing? It is 45 degree, which makes an angle 45 with the north direction. And I will be representing that value in the case of wall circle bearing, that is 45 degree. And in the same case, if you see it in the reduced bearing, there the angle will be 45 degree, because we are mentioning the value in reduced bearing where the quadrant needs to be mentioned. The quadrant is north 45 degree east. Good. So now the line what you are considering, that is in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, it started from 0, 45, 90, then it continues, but it has not reached 135. It is 15 degree, around 15 degree less than 135. So let us take the value of WCB, that is wall circle bearing, is 120. Right? It means it make an angle with north, it makes an angle 120 degree. Now this 120 degree, when I see or read it in the reduced bearing, it is in the second quadrant, so the reference line would be changed. Rather, it will be considering the south direction, where from it increases to 45 degree. Then furthermore, it is 15 degree, so it becomes 60 degree. So the angle which makes this line with reference to the south, it becomes 60 degree. So I will represent south 60 degree east. That means it's starting from south, the reference point is south. From south, it is 60 degree towards east. So if you see the equation, that is reduced bearing is 180 minus wall circle bearing, that is 120. 180 minus 120, that becomes 60, and the quadrant is southeast. So the value represented in the reduced bearing is south 60 degree east. Now the same line moves to the third quadrant, where it is in the wall circle bearing is 180, then it is 225, and it is little ahead of 225, and let us take the value, it is 235. So it becomes 235 degree. So in the same way, if you see it in the reduced bearing, where it consider the reference line south, it moves 45 degree, then 10 more degrees, so it is 55 degrees. So I will be representing south 55 degree west, or the equation, if you see, reduced bearing is wall circle bearing, that is 235 minus 180, that becomes 55 degree. Now if the things which moves to the fourth quadrant, where the wall circle bearing starts from 0 to 90, 180, 270, 315, and it moves further, and it reaches around 340 degrees. So it makes a angle of north to 340 degree. So 20 degree is the angle which left here. So the same angle, if you here in the fourth quadrant, we take the reference line, that is north. So from north, which is 20 degree towards west. So that is what it is in the reduced bearing, north 20 degree west. Or the equation, if you see, reduced bearing is 360 minus WCB, that is 340. The angle would be north 20 degree west. It will be represented as northwest quadrant, that is in the fourth quadrant. So this is how the representation of bearing we use in the case of a reduced bearing or a whole circle bearing. Now there is another small concept, and that concept is called forebearing and back bearing. Forebearing and back bearing is nothing but there is a line. We have 2 points on that line, P and Q. Now if we imagine I need to take the survey, that I am going to do the survey starting from P and forwarding or moving towards Q. Which direction I need to walk? I need to walk a direction that will make an angle with the meridian, that is north direction, and that angle is theta. So this is my forebearing. That means when I proceed the survey, the direction or the bearing at which I proceed the survey, that is called a forebearing. So I continue to walk till or do the survey till Q. I have reached Q. Now I need to come back to P. For that, what I need to do? I need to rotate around 180 degree, and then I need to walk, then I will reach Q. So this bearing, what direction I am walking to reach from Q to P, is called my backward bearing or the back bearing. So here in this case, what is the back bearing? Back bearing is the direction of this line with reference to this north. So what is that? That is theta angle plus 180. So theta is my forebearing, so same angles. So this theta plus 180 would be my back bearing. Right? Now let us consider another condition where it's the same line, and I'm going to start the survey from Q to P. That means I'm going to start my survey from Q to P. So I need to consider the bearing of this line from Q to P. So that will become theta plus this angle. So this angle is the 180 and this is the theta. Now I started, I need to walk to this direction. I continue to reach, I didn't continue to walk, and I reached the point P. Now at point P, I consider the forebearing what I walk to this P, that is theta plus 180. Now after reaching the point P, if I need to go to Q, so this angle will become my back bearing in this case. This is because I started the survey from Q to P. So the direction of QP will become my forward bearing, and the direction of PQ will become my back bearing. What we can understand from here is whenever we take the forebearing and back bearing, that is basically a difference between 180 degree. In the previous case, what we did, from P to Q, to find out the back bearing, we added 180 to the forebearing. But in this case, in the second case, what we have done, we subtracted 180 to the forward bearing to get the back bearing. So the simplified equation, we can say the forebearing and back bearing is will always have a difference of 180 degree. When sometimes we need to add 180, sometimes we need to subtract 180. That depends. When the value of forebearing, if it is less than 180, we add 180 to get the back bearing, and if the value of forebearing is more than 180, such as in this case where the value of forebearing is more than 180, that is 180 plus theta, in this case we subtract 180. And the same thing in the case of reduced bearing. When we represent this, in the case of reduced bearing, the value of forebearing and back bearing is going to be same. Here in this case, this is the angle, and there in the, when we walk towards this direction, this is the theta, that is forebearing. When we go back, this is the same angle, the value would be theta, but the quadrant will be different. So in this case, the forebearing of this is north theta degree east and the back bearing would be south theta west. The value would be same but the quadrant would be opposite. So that is in the case of a reduced bearing when we represent the forebearing and back bearing. So summarizing to the topic, the forebearing is the bearing of a line measured in the forward direction of survey is called the forebearing, and the bearing of a line measured in the direction opposite the direction of the progress of the survey is called the back bearing. Or simplified way, we can represent back bearing is equal to forebearing plus or minus 180 degree, and the 180 would be added when the forebearing is less than 180, and 180 would be subtracted when the forebearing is more than 180. And in the case of quadrantal bearing, the differences between forebearing and back bearing are equal but opposite to quadrant. This is what the example what you have seen. In the first quadrant, if it is in the northeast quadrant, the 60 degree is the value, then the back bearing would be in the third quadrant with the same value, that is 60 degree. So north 60 degree east will convert to south 60 degree west in the case of a back bearing.